just for him. Forbes list made from a dropout to multi-millionaire. Go around the nation training the people like us, like me and Dave, how to be successful. Ambitiously lazy. Okay, writing books, doing webinars, seminars, training people to be successful. Maybe he can train our broke ass. I mean, what? That's him. Oh my God, it's him, Dave. It is literally him. Lord, I'm about to get up and walk away. Hold on, let me. He don't put me in premature menopause. Wait a minute. Hold up. Woo, am I blushing? Yeah. Hold on, Cretia. He watching you. Oh, my arm started sweating. Child, hold on. Let me compose myself. I'm sweating. I'm shining just for him. Dave, bring Brian Williams on. Wills on. I mean, come on now. Bring Brian on. Hey, Brian.
Frecia, how are you?
I'm blushing. You don't get every day to speak to a guru. Everybody, open up another tab. Everybody, open up another tab. Type in Brian Williams Media.
Brian Will.
Wait, I
Just
was
Will.
gonna
Maybe
say Will. Honey, I'm excited. It's gonna be all right. Hey there, Brian. How you doing?
I am good. How are you today? I'm so glad we got to do this. This is going to be awesome.
I told Dave I wasn't gonna overwhelm you. That's an outside question. What made you literally? You like you said, you've been started as from a dropout. What made you finally say, "F this"? I want to be something better. Not only as I am becoming successful myself, I want to help other people and teach them how to be successful too. What made you do that? What not only with the dropout part, but also where you are today?
You know, I have a friend who was kind of a mentor to me, and about 20 years ago, after I'd sold a couple of companies and I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, he told me, he said, Brian, if you're ever going to be truly happy, you need to do two things. And the first is you need to find a passion, something you're passionate about that's not about money. And number two, you need to find a way to give back to the world some of what the world gave you. And until you find those two things, you're never going to be happy and you're always going to be chasing money. And honestly, it took me years to figure out what that was. And then I had a conversation again with Richard Branson. If you know who Richard Branson is,
Yeah.
multi-billionaire. I'm out on his island talking to him. And I said, Richard, why do you keep doing what you do? I mean, you've got people that wait on you hand and foot. You have your own island. You have jets. You're like, why do you do it? And he said, Brian, if you have an ability and a talent, and you have the ability to use that talent to make the world a better place, you have an obligation as a human being to do it. And all that brings me back to something I heard in a seminar about 25 years ago. It was in a self-help seminar. And the man told me about Edmund Burke. And Edmund Burke was a 17th century philosopher. And he said that all it takes for evil to prevail is for a few good people to do nothing. Mm. And if I put those three people together, I'd come to a point in my life where I had a lot of success. I've done, I have resources, I have money, I have time, and I have the ability to do good things. And this was my time to get out and start doing something and giving back to the world. I started in city council and now I'm moving up to the state senate. So that's my quick story.
Okay, you going, what state are you running for? And why not like United States Senate? Because we have a lot of people that don't have your knowledge up there that has allowed the United States to become $37 trillion in debt. And if you have that background, do you see yourself more sure-footed into turning the United States back to a global powerhouse?
You know, here's the thing. So I had a conversation with, when I first got into politics, it was at city council. And the person that talked to me about this, he said, Brian, city council is the lowest level of politics, but it's the only level where you can literally talk to your neighbors, your friends, and your business owners that are around you. And you can identify a problem, get it on a ballot, have it voted on, and make a difference in a matter of weeks. You can't do that at any other level. Mm-hmm. And if you start by fixing your town, then your town can help fix the state, your state can help fix the country. I did that on city council. Now we have an opportunity to take all the things I did on city council to the next level, and that's the state of Georgia. The country is important, but so is our hometown, so is our counties, and so is our states. And this is my opportunity to potentially go to the state and make a difference for the state of Georgia.
Well, hold up. Okay, well, what district? Look at me. I got which one?
District 21. It's the district Brandon Beach was in before he got moved up to U.S. Treasurer.
You know I'm from Georgia, right? I mean, I live,
Yeah.
I'm in Loganville, but holy crap, us fill that seat. Let's fill that seat because with everything in the musical chairs inside of the state of Georgia, we need someone like you because there's going to be a void in a lot of areas around Georgia because everybody is jockeying to move to a higher position. But what they're
Yep.
doing is leaving the window open for evil to prevail because a lot of
Yep.
these districts don't have two or three people to open up their mouth, get on the front line, and fight back and to awake and teach at people. So that's actually a good position. Not now you stay there. You stay go on and take Brandon Beach position and win that seat. Win that seat. And whatever me and Dave can do, we're here to help you out and do it. And
You
plus,
know,
go ahead.
Lucretia, this is going to be a seismic shift at the end of this year because what you just said, there's potentially 7 to 11 senators out of 33 that are leaving to go pursue other offices. We are literally going to see a 30% shift in
Mm-hmm.
the Republican Party and the Senate level. Whoever wins this race that I'm in is going to be in the special election, is going to have the ability to move up in seniority very quickly because of that seismic shift. This isn't going to happen again for a long, long time. This is a time where we get to bring in the right people with the right attitudes, with the Doge mentality to cut expenses, to cut taxes, to do the things we need to do. This is an unprecedented ability of time for us to do that in. So I'm excited about this race. It's going to be a good one.
Actually, it's going to be contentious too. Why? Because this is also going to be the first time that the Democratic Party, even though they're lessening in strength, they're going to push all of their powerhouse resources down into the state of Georgia, and we're going to be in for play. Right now, we're purple, and we have
Yeah.
been purple for I say since the 2020 election. With that being said, we know what President Trump and Doge has done when it comes to Stacey Abrams. He kind of put some handcuffs on her. But when you start having people like the former mayor of Atlanta saying she's getting ready to run for governor, and then you have people like Karen Bass and all the rest of them, you're going to start seeing that dirty, dark money run inside of the state of Georgia, and you're going to have a lot of contentious fighting. And I feel like they're going to try to start that grander civil war mentality right down here in the state of Georgia.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing, and I say this a lot, when I say that all it takes for evil to prevail is for a few good people to do nothing, the problem is not that we don't have good people. We have good people. The problem is those good people are so busy taking care of their families and raising their children and working their jobs or building their businesses that they don't have the time or the energy to stand up and get in the middle of the fight and have people try to tear you apart. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the dirty side of politics. But once again, I literally had this conversation with somebody today and they said, I don't want to get involved in all that. I got things to do in my life. I don't feel like getting trapped. But somebody has to stand up and do it. Because if not, we're going to be living under the rule and the ideology of people that we don't want to live under.
And it
And so
won't.
that's why I'm here.
And the ideology is so far fetched and so far left. This is still the Bible Belt. There's still churches every single way you go. We still believe in the rule of God in Georgia, but our politics has been so tainted and so compromised that we need very great people that has that voice and that backbone to stand up. But I always say, be prepared to be hated on,
Yeah.
called out your name, attacked on a regular basis, probably even threatened, all because of that shift of power. And they think Georgia is in play. So as Georgia is being in play, and you're going around your district and talking to people, what are some main particulars that you are wanting to get out there in your platform for your district?
We have a 3-step platform. The first one is what we call transparency. It's transparency in finance. Where's the money going? It's transparency in contracting. Who's getting it and how much? And it's transparency in voting records. How are your representatives voting? And we do not have easy access to that information. All three of those, by the way, are what we call Doge. So that is Doge. Number two is uh, voter integrity. I'm a victim of voter integrity fraud from the 2020 election. Somebody requested a ballot in my name. They mailed it in. They voted for me. I don't know who it was. When I went to vote, my vote didn't count.
Nope.
So that was a big one for me. And the last one, and this one is illegal immigration. State of Georgia is pushing over $1 billion a year into illegal immigration between emergency Medicaid, SNAP benefits, housing benefits, between educational benefits. It's $1 billion a year. So
Wow.
illegal immigration is another big one we need to attack in the state of Georgia. So those are my big 3 platforms that we're going on.
So how we
But I do
gonna?
want to say,
Oh,
go ahead.
I was gonna ask you about the illegal. I call them illegal immigration.
Hmm.
Cartersville, Stone Mountain, Marietta, or some big hubs that is guaranteed and in contractual wise with the feds, and that was brought to you under the Refugee Resettlement Program. So with that $1 billion and pushing it back to stopping the illegal alien migration inside of the state of Georgia, those 3 major cities are actually Democrat strongholds.
Hmm.
How you think that being representative that you can crack that nut?
Problem with illegal immigration is the flow of money. That's the first problem. So if you're an illegal immigrant and you come in the state of Georgia, you get only emergency Medicaid services. But most of them are coming in and having children. And once you have a child, that child's a naturalized citizen, that opens up all Medicaid benefits, which is SNAP and housing and everything else, on top of the education. The flow of money is the problem. So to fix the problem, unfortunately, this is a much bigger issue. First, you have to shut down the border. Trump's pretty much done that.
Mm-hmm.
Secondary, you have to go after this birthright citizenship, which is being argued in the Supreme Court right now. If you can win that, then you cut off the flow of money. And if you cut off the flow of money, the incentive goes away. And when the incentive goes away, they'll stop coming. So it's a big issue. It is a federal issue. Unfortunately, most of the money we can't cut off because it's federally funded, but we can do what we can do in the state of Georgia to help as we move this thing forward. The third piece, expedited deportation. Expedited deportation is a big one. The problem is the Constitution guarantees you the right to a fair trial no matter how you get into this country, illegal or not. If we could change the fair trial to an expedited fair trial, much like we tried to do with the 500,000 Venezuelans or wherever they
Yes.
came from, and we can move them out much quicker, cut off the flow of money, take away birthright citizenship, and expedited deportation, and we can fix this problem. It's going to be
Well,
a big problem,
after
though.
what just the Supreme Court ruled today, you can't really deport them under the something Alien Act. It was a 7-2
Alien
vote.
enemies.
Yes. So we would have to get more judges, more lawyers, and everything else. If then we would never get them out of our country.
So you have 2 problems. You have the past problem and the future problem. Trump is pretty much taking care of the future problem by shutting down the border. The Enemies Alien Act is one option. Expedited deportation hearings is a second option. We can change the law to do expedited deportation. The problem is when the Democrats knew what they were doing when they flooded the country with 11 to 20 million people, because they knew that they had to get a trial and there's no way to give that many people trials, and therefore those people are going to be here. They knew exactly what they were doing. I said this years ago. They've been playing the long game while Republicans have been, backbiting each other all over the place instead of seeing what's going on right in front of them. So they're here. We're going to have to deal with it. We've got all kinds of ways we can do it. We can go after that, but at least we've got the border shut down for the most part now, so we can stop this moving into the future.
What you saw underneath the gold dome, let's just take the hill that the Democrats decided they was going to die on. And they got up and they walked out of the meeting. It was the what was it? The No Surgeries on Transgendered in Prison Act. I guess that
Yes.
what it was. You're gonna have
Yep.
to deal with these type of people.
So here, this is my fear tactic. If I've got a fear tactic, this one's it. The Senate is 33-23. That means we're 6 votes away from the Democrats taking a hold of the Senate. The House is 11 votes away. If we lose those 6 seats in the Senate or 11 seats in the House, you're going to see more stuff come through, just like that free surgery
Hmm.
for transgenders in prisons. And the billions of dollars of surplus we've got are going to be washed away just like that, because they can't help themselves but to spend that money. And I'll tell you something you said a minute ago about politics being very contentious and getting nasty. And this has been the most disappointing thing to me. It's also contentious and nasty within our own party.
Well,
And
welcome to
that's
the
the problem.
GOP. Oh, you ain't never been to a convention before. Come to
I
this
was
one.
not at a convention, and I got to be honest, a little shocked at how contentious it is. And I keep saying, look, folks, we have to maintain control. We have to maintain power. If we lose 6 seats, none of our single issues matter. None of them. You can have a single issue you care about, but if you're not in power, if you don't have the rules committee, then you have nothing, and your issue means nothing, and you're going to get nothing done. So we have to look at the top down, right?
Yep.
Let's stay in power. Then we can talk about our individual issues. We'll get as many as we can, but we can't get them all. It's like pushing a boulder up a hill. Just because you lose one, you don't let the boulder fall back down to the bottom, right? You lost one. Okay, let's take it up next year.
You're gonna have
So
so much fun. You're gonna have so many headaches. Just welcome to the Georgia GOP. That's all I can tell you. You need to come to the convention this year. It's in Dalton, Georgia, and it's the 5th and the 6th. And start, passing out flyers, shaking hands, kissing babies, and all that good stuff. And then sit back and watch.
yeah,
Especially
I
just
went to
sit
the
back and watch.
Fulton County one, and I was shocked. I mean, I can't understand why we can't come together. It just blows my mind.
Egos want to be in power. That's it. It's and nepotism. There's a lot of nepotism.
How do we fix it? How do we make them understand?
You got,
I heard a guy say, if I don't get this voted for, I'm not even voting.
yeah.
If you don't vote Republican, then you've automatically voted Democrat. Come on.
How are we gonna do it? Marry one of their sister wives or something? I don't know. I don't know how you break to that. Do you want to eat there? Do you want to eat at that table to where you got to do favors in order for you to get a pat on the back?
Yeah. I'll tell you, one of the biggest challenges I've got is trying to coalesce many different factions within the Cherokee County District 21 party right now, because so many people have so many lanes they want to go down, and trying to get them all together. That's why we have a very strong but central message that we're working on that appeals to pretty much everybody. Everybody wants to lower taxes. Everybody wants to cut fraud, waste, and abuse. Everybody wants to get the illegal immigration fixed. Everybody wants to fix these things. Let's
You
just
have.
see if we can stay on track.
Did you say Cherokee? Oh, you got Tea Party, you got Young Republicans, you got John Birchers, you have the GOP, you got the Geo wannabes, then you have the Madison Forum. You have at least 6 different outside groups besides the GOP just inside of Cherokee County, Georgia by itself. You have the ones that got the power at the grassroots Tea Party side. You have the power, you got it at the GOP side. So right now, Cherokee and that area up there is like ground one of who's going to be like the most conservative of the conservatives of the conservatives. That's what county you in right now.
That's exactly right. And we've met with a lot of the different folks. We've had great success so far in getting people to coalesce together. I think if you don't play the politics game and do the bullet point, trite, meaningless little, I'm going to do this and this and this if you vote for me. I hate that, right?
I hate that.
If you say you're going to do something, give me some substance behind it. Okay, if you can't give me substance, then you're just flapping your gums and you're not really saying anything. So we've had some good success so far pulling people together. Hopefully we'll continue to have that success and we can continue rolling here. I got to tell you, Lucretia, if we can get up there and launch a Doge caucus, similar to the Freedom Caucus, but a Doge caucus specifically directed at cutting fraud, waste, and abuse, transparency in finance, contracts, and voting records. And I've had a couple of House members have said, yeah, this is a great idea. I've had a senator say, this is a great idea. I think we could put this caucus together and we could start making a difference.
You might want to
As
tell
you know,
wait,
you can't do anything by yourself.
You better tell me who this senator and representative is.
I cannot.
You can whisper it in my ear off the phone, and I'm either gonna be like, he aight, or I'm a snake, and I'm gonna tell you, or a backstabber. You got 3 departments. He aight, backstabber, snake. Which one you trying to get bit by? I mean, I ran for state rep. I was a part of that. All of those groups I named. Cherokee County, when it comes to being led and taught about conservatism and what it's not just a hashtag. This is how you learn how to vet. This is where you get less taxes, less government, more self-responsibility. This is where you see the corruption and who is corrupt and how many different fractions it is by hanging out with people inside of White County, Cherokee County, all of these small, what people would think are, backwood mountain folks. No, they ain't. No, but not by a long shot. This is like a central hub and spokes for power players inside of the state of Georgia.
Mm-hmm. So you're exactly right.
You're in a great county to get the nitty gritty on a whole bunch of itty bitties. So that's pretty much what. Where you at right now? And I call them the old crumb muffins because I can tell you now they have a lot of dirt and they know where a lot of bodies are buried when it comes to the Georgia State GOP. So you need to get in good with the women auxiliaries. And when they say, "Baby, we need to bake you a pie," "Baby, we're gonna have a tea," "Baby, you're gonna go to somebody's graduation," you get there, keep your mouth closed, listen to those old women, and they're gonna go ahead and be your biggest supporters. Always get in good with the women first, never the men, especially where you at.
I'm actually doing the Cherokee County Republican Women's group Monday night.
Well, I can tell you now, those women, they have power players and power phone calls with that 6 degree of under the gold dome, all the way from city councils to policemen. This is the type of women, and when the conservative women group, they know some stuff, and y'all always got to remember who is in the ear of the power brokers is always going to be the wives.
Yep, I agree with you 100%.
So war can start behind a female, and peace can always begin with a man. Now, because I have looked at the back, your success, the predictable result of hard work, patience, sacrifice, and learning puts into practice every single day. And then you say execute. Put in the work and let your result do the talking. When you've done all that you can do and you have nothing else that you can offer but to stand on the principles and what your track record have become, why is success so damn hard?
Success is hard because people that strive to be successful. This is a longer conversation, but let me see if I can make it as easy as possible. You ever heard the phrase that failure leads to success? You have to fail to succeed. You ever heard that?
Yes.
That's bullshit.
Good, because I'm
true.
50. I'm like, damn, how many more failures I need? I mean, not did I threw that in the atmosphere? Yes, I am trying to be ambitious.
Failure leads to failure, Lucretia. Failure leads to failure. Learning from failure is what leads to success. And too many people don't learn from their failures. And I always ask people, do you know somebody who's tried 100 different things and they failed at everything they did? And they say, yeah. I say, that person never learned. They never learned. People that succeed learn from their failures and they never do that again. Right? Every time I have a failure, I do a post-failure analysis and say, okay, that didn't work. Let's never do that again. And then we do something else. Well, let's never do that again. And I'm telling you, I failed more than most people have ever tried. And that's why I've had the success I've had. I like to jokingly call myself a 20-year overnight success, because there were 20 years where I was broke as a day is long. But then when we figured it out, boom, it just took off like a rocket. And from there, you just continue with the success principles you've got. So it's learning from failure that will lead to success at almost anything you do in life, unless you're lucky. And I'd never counted on luck.
So not only are you now jumping into the political arena, that's a nightmare. I'm just going to say political nightmare. Stress for less than $17,000 a year. But since you just jumped in head first and start swimming backwards, you haven't failed, because you're going to do something that majority of the 11 million people inside of the state of Georgia would never even come to play, is coming to the table to change the way that the whole body of Georgia is actually ran. Now, when it comes to that, and you have a successful career, you have a successful podcast, a media company, you're looking for people.
Yes. And I will tell you, first of all, I said this a minute ago.
I raised my hand. I raised. There you go. Go ahead.
I said this a minute ago. Look, nobody can do anything by themselves. Nobody. And it bothers me when I hear politicians or people that want to be politicians say, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. You can't do anything unless you can get up there, get a bunch of people to agree with you, figure out how to negotiate the right deal, and then get the deal done, right? One of my opponents says, I'm going to introduce a bill to eliminate the state income tax. I said, that's great. I'm going to introduce a bill for all of us to play for the Atlanta Hawks. That bill won't go anywhere either.
That'd be like going anywhere.
No, introducing a bill means nothing. We had 6,000 bills initiated in the last session. Only 1,800 made it through the Rules Committee and got to a vote. Initiating bills means nothing. You either have the ability to negotiate and coalesce and collaboratively make something happen, or you don't. And I say this all the time, Lucretia. The state of Georgia is it's just like a $40 billion company, right? We have $40 billion in revenue. We've got $40 billion in expenses. We are a company. And the House and the Senate are the executives that run that company. And if you, as a citizen of this state, want to put somebody into that office, into that executive office, we call it hiring in the business world. This is voting. If you're going to put them into an executive position with the ability to run $40 billion, you better make sure that they have the experience, the background, the knowledge, that they've been there and done that before. They have the ability to negotiate and get things done. If you vote for somebody because they're a nice person, they will end up being a puppet to the power players at the state of Georgia. That's what they will do. Because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to get it done. They're just going to be a deer in headlights, or what we call a lost puppy in tall weeds, right? Just bouncing around. Okay, sounds good. You got to bring people in that know what they're doing and know how to get the job done. That's how we succeed.
Okay, we got 2 minutes left. I would have thought you was going to keep on going because before we take... What? Yeah, because you got to see...
Sorry, I need new prescription glasses.
Everybody, this is Brian, Will. Like I said, me and Dave just want to talk to you off the camera. This is show for us 1753 tonight.
Wow.
So we got this far by the people that are in the chat room that we call Fallback Family, because it is our family, and we all want to be successful, and we want to learn more and expand more. So, and plus, I really want to help you with your race to begin with, and Dave to help you with your race. So we have 2 minutes left for the bottom of the hour. Go ahead, I'm gonna let you close it out.
Gosh, Lucretia, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you having me on today. If people are in District 21 and you want to put the right person in office, I highly recommend you come to look at my social media, look at my websites. My opinions are all over the place. If you want to know what I think or how I'm going to do things, go to my social media and watch the videos. I'm very out there. I'll take on the tough topics. I will not change my mind for money or anything else. I am who I am. So if you like what I've got to say, vote for me for the state Senate.
All
District
right.
21.
Thank you, Brian, because I know I'm going. You know what? We're going to talk. We're going to talk. Everybody, y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back. Thank you. Go ahead, Dave.
The Real News Rewards app, it is the best app ever. The best way to support and keep up with everything Lucretia Hughes and save a ton of money at the same time.